Hello DMs and welcome to a little bit of the behind the curtain tutorial for Roll20. This is something that I think is really important for all DMs to do to the tokens that they have for their players. So I'm going to kind of just do a brief overview of how you need to edit the tokens for the players to be able to utilize them as best as possible. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on somebody's token and you're going to go to the gear here in the lower left corner. And you'll be brought to this page. So you don't need to worry about filling out the name and all the bars and things like that. These are things that the players can do, but make sure that you check mark the show nameplate and make sure that you assign the nameplate to be controlled by whoever. Right now we'll just do all players instead of just myself. And then you will go to the advanced tab and make sure that you check mark that players can see the name. Make sure you check mark that they can see the total number of bars, and make sure they can check mark to see the auras. This is incredibly important for somebody who is playing anything that has an area of, not an area of effect, but an area around them, such as spirit guardians, darkness, things of that nature, something that would create an aura. It's really important that we have that set up so that way people can utilize it to the best of their abilities. Once you're done, you can go ahead and click save. It doesn't look like anything different has happened to their token, but it has. This way, all the information can get shared. If you wanted to have it controlled by somebody specifically, feel free to click on whoever's name you want it to be controlled with specifically, and then they will be able to have access to it. However, always make sure that at least the name is present so that way people know who they're talking to and what the names of each character is. It would be up to the player to install the name. If you don't know it, that's probably the easiest way to go about it, is just have them do it. So I'm going to change this back to all players. And there we go. So there's an advantage that you can do from a DM standpoint that helps make tracking enemy damage a little easier. So I actually have an enemy down here. And so what you can do is you go to the gear, make sure it's just controlled by you, the DM, show nameplate. So when people are calling out who they're attacking, it's easier. So we'll go water elemental. So if you go to advance, you can check mark so that they can see the nameplate. And then don't worry about any of this, because as long as you're the only one who's editing it, you're the only one who's going to see the information that are in the bars or the auras that go up or anything of that nature. So what I do when I'm DMing is if this water elemental has 120 health, I will go 120 to 120. And if their AC is 10, I will do 10 and 10 and then click save. I know this looks like it should be visible to the players, but it's not. The only thing the players are going to see is that this is a water elemental. This information is for you and you alone. You know that you plugged in the 10 to be the AC, so you know if somebody's rolling a dice and they hit 11, you're like, cool, it hits. You can announce them and then they can roll you damage. As your character icon for the thing that they're fighting is getting damaged, feel free to take advantage of the token's auto math and use that to track instead of either tracking on D&D Beyond or on a paper or however that you're choosing to do it. This is just a more quick and efficient way so it doesn't pull you out of the immersion that you're currently building. So what I do is I just click on it and I say, oh my God, they got hit with 30 points. That's amazing. So you do minus 30, hit enter, and then there you go. You've got math done. As they get down lower and lower, and this guy gets hit for 81, so he has 9 health left, you can mess with the gears down here to maybe show something. So say this thing gets hit with, let's say it gets grappled. You can throw a net on it. So that way you know as you're going through everything that this one is grappled. This is your hint for yourself. Once they do reach that end, remember that some people are going to want to loot the bodies, so removing them from the map may not be the wisest idea. So what a lot of us have started doing is we either use the skull and crossbones to indicate that they're dead, or we use the giant red X. Personally, I like the giant red X. I like to leave the skull and crossbones for the players to indicate that they're down, but they're not actually dead. And then I use the red X to indicate that they're completely dead. Again, you can leave this health bar at whatever, because they're not going to see it. So, but they will see the giant red X on the character icon to tell them that it's dead. Woohoo! Yay! Victory! We love that. So that's another thing that you can do. You also have access to put the little icons in the corner on the tokens as well. So if you know that somebody is hit with bless, what you can do is you can go to the little Joy-Con here and say, "Oh my God, you're hit with bless!" So now you get to roll an extra D4 every time that you roll for your attacks or saving throws or ability checks. Ta-da! This is something you can also encourage your players to do if you want. There are a bunch of different options here. Some people like to just use the little dots, but it's really up to you. But I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew that things like this were available to them, and that not only can you help the players set up being able to build their icon correctly by making sure everything is set in the advanced setting, but you can also take advantage of tracking the health for your monsters as well through the mathematical system available to you. I hope this has given you guys some ideas. I hope this has been really easy for you to be able to understand and even easier for you to do. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below on the Facebook group, or you can ask any of us through Discord. We will be more than happy to help, and happy dungeon delving, everyone. Bye!